Hey, Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. You may notice that this box is taking up a massive portion of the screen right now. Much larger than any other Super 7 Ultimates figure that I have. This is the biggest Super 7 Ultimates box that I have ever received. And there may be some bigger, and I just don't have those figures. But I did not necessarily expect Wingnut and Screwloose to be in a box this massive. We are looking at 12 and a quarter inches by 11 inches. Crazy. So we've got the slipcover here, and I'm reviewing this because Scumbug was going to be my review, but my Scumbug broke in mid-review. More follow-up on that at a later date. I've got a second one on the way. Because, of course, Big Bad Toy Store is going to make good on their products, or on the products that they sell. So now we're going to take a look at Wingnut and Screwloose, who are, I always say some of my favorites. This whole line, this whole original Playmates toy line of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they were all my favorites. But I love Wingnut and Screwloose, and we'll notice in the cost cutting that this is no longer embossed. They do have their own signature manhole cover, which is really cool, but it's no longer a raised embossed logo. And the slip covers going forward are going to be gone, and I don't care a bit. So I have no idea why Wingnut is so massive. He's huge. He's like 4 times as big. I guess I have to go get. Well, here's a regular sized Ultimate that I've reviewed recently. So here's Robot Reaper. Well, I'll wait till I've got him out of the box because you'll really be able to tell then. He's massive, and I don't totally understand why. Yeah, I don't get it. But let's move along. The box is beautiful. This is a gigantic version of the standard Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles box. Wingnut and Screwloose. Dingbat buddies who bite the baddies. Wingnut, the klutzy-caped vampire bat, quietly hung out on his home planet, Huanu. That is, until Krang destroyed it. Saved and sucked into a vortex before his planet exploded, Wingnut ended up on Earth, along with Screwloose, a level-headed Huanu mosquito. Furious and frantic that Krang obliterated his planet, the crazed Wingnut's out to get even with Krang or anyone else associated with the burbling brain. That makes him a perfect ally with the turtle teens. Despite Wingnut's bloodshot eyes, defective radar, stunted wings, and oversensitive ears, he's determined to be a sewer superhero. Alright, that's great, and I actually did not remember. This makes me a little nervous. Why has this got 2 plastic tabbies on it? I don't like that. Oof, that's concerning, especially just coming off of a broken Scumbug. Or not, I won't say, he was not broken. He broke when I touched his, because you won't have seen that review yet, because I'll do the full version once I receive my replacement. He broke when I tried to move his right leg. It just, the pin went off like a gunshot. Okay. Let's figure out how to get these guys out of this packaging. I'm not mad that he's so big. Because it's just crazy. He's huge. Let's see here. I love having these little companion guys articulated. Oh, look at his wings. Okay, we'll look at him in a minute. I loved the little companion guys in the original line. I really did. It was very exciting to me anytime, and I guess it goes back to the animal companions from G.I. Joe Real American Hero, you know, it was always exciting to have that extra little character, because that's what they were to me. They weren't just little. Well, in GI Joe certainly. Well, in Ninja Turtles, obviously they are full-on characters. But even in GI Joe, like Order and Junkyard and Polly, like they were all characters. Oh, it's beautiful. Now, are these? Oh, these are separate. This is great. I hope nothing breaks on this one. It would be remiss of me to overlook the fact that this was a birthday present, because I know this figure actually came out a while ago. But there has been so much coming out that I've really had to make decisions about what I buy and when I buy it. Because, you know, as much as I love toys and toy collecting, I do have to be responsible about how I spend my money, and I have to keep my collecting budget, you know, where it needs to be. I don't, as much as this channel may make it look the contrary, I don't just buy everything that I want or everything that I think is cool. Believe me, I would have so much more stuff if I did. Oh, he's great. Oh, that's actually under his head, so we're gonna have to pop his head off to get that plastic protective collar off of there. So yeah, I have to stay within, you know, my toy budget, which is a specific, you know, allotment of money. It is not just a buy whatever you want situation at all. So, some of the Super 7 stuff, since it is the more expensive stuff that I collect, and since it just doesn't come out as regularly, has moved from must have it as soon as it comes out to, well, I'm going to have to make decisions about what I get and when. Please, nothing break. That's what I'm looking for here. Man, oh, they've really... There we go. Look at that neck. Oh, those... Whoa, that's wild. Okay, we'll take a look at that again in a second. Let me put his head back on here. Alright, that went on and off relatively easily. I'm pretty happy with that. Gosh, as much as I don't feel like he needs to be this big, I kind of love that he's this big. And he is an alien and not a mutant. Look at the detail on this guy. Oh, I love it. Now his little tail is articulated. Just take that in for a minute. That is just fantastic. Wow. Okay. Man. So he's got, yes, he does. He's got wires, and one of which is poking out, which is not my favorite thing in the world to see. And it's not going to poke back in either. But he does have wires in his cape, so you can have that kind of going out behind him if you so desire. The face, he's so big, I don't know how much zoom is really going to be practical. Just beautiful detail in that face, the nose, the ears. As I mentioned, the neck, really nicely articulated. And then you've got the ball joint that the head is on as well, although it looks like that's stuck a little bit. It's going to take some flexing to loosen that up. There we go. A little movement there. Look at the W's on his cape clasps. And but the original figure, yeah, you know what? I got to go get... I don't have the original, but I've got one of the repros. All right, so we're going to zoom back out here because I want you to be able to see this repro, very faithful to the original. I mean, it's in my mind, it's basically the original. And you can see the yellows and the blues and the grays look fantastic. The original does not have a cape. I just look at that. But you can see he's not much bigger than the turtles were, so I don't know the reasoning for making this one so gigantically large. I mean, he's going to... Oh, here, I guess here's the point where you'll really be able to tell is, I mean, that's a human-sized figure. So Wingnut is massive for some reason. He is 8 inches tall. Big boy. So, as you can see, the original did not have a cape, and what they've done here is the cape tabs into these little clamps, so you can remove the cape entirely if you so desire. Which I don't think that I will, but we're going to take it off for the remainder of the review because you need to be able to see what's going on the back here. So that is where his wings plug in, obviously. Looking at his utility belt, you can see some representation there. Let's see, where we've got the dynamite is on the side now. Well, it's pretty much in the same spot. They have put a rope around that horn that's hanging right there. And then his bat orang is going to go somewhere else. Just a nice job of updating and detailing. Making this, you know, as is the statement, the mission statement of the Super 7 Ultimates, making this the figure that I wanted it to be when I was a kid. A walkie-talkie, a flashlight. Slightly disappointing that more of these accessories aren't removable. But I love the metallic blue that they've put on the armor and technology pieces here. Same thing with the gold. It's like a gold rather than the yellow. Really, really nicely done. His legs are already moving better than Scumbug's, so I don't have to worry about that. And then he's got his single jointed knees here. They're working nicely. And then those ankles, standard modern ankles with the peg, you know, going at an angle into the foot. But seeing as he stands pretty nicely as is, I'm not going to fiddle around with that a whole heck of a lot. He's got the ridged... Oh, look at the extra detail they've put into the fins or ridges or whatever on the gloves. And the texture on those gloves. Let's see if we can get a closer look at that. If you can see, there's like a meshy type of texture, almost like modern superhero costumes have. I don't know if that's really coming through or not, but it's nice. It's a nice detail. Shoulder pads, very sort of football pad looking, but with all the buckles and straps and everything. This is a figure I was excited about, but I didn't necessarily know that it was going to turn out to be like one of those landmark Super 7 Ultimates, and it certainly is looking like that's going to be the case. So let's get these wings on him. So if you'll notice, on the original figure, he has his little tiny wings, his almost vestigial wings, with these giant metal. I was going to say metallic, but these aren't metallic. Giant metal, like cyborg type wings attached to his little tiny wings. So with Super 7 here, what they've done is the wings are actually the color of his skin now, so they look like they should look. And I believe Oh, they don't. Okay. I thought it felt like this one. Oh, yeah. Oh, they're pegged in. Okay, okay. So look at that. You can put just his little bat wings on. This may require heat. I might not be able to pop this right in here. Yeah, I don't think that's going to go all the way in without being heated up. But he can have just his little natural wings. There we go. So that just unpegs. Oh my gosh, the little peg right there. I love this detail. There we go. Okay, that one went all the way in. Oh, I'm just going to leave that where it is right now. So he's got his little natural wings that go in there and are on, they are on joints, as you can see. But then his cyborg wings. Cyborg is probably too strong a word for what these are. His junk wings, maybe. I'm actually trying to figure out where that pegs in. Oh, so they have to... You've got to angle them out to get them in the right spot. I've just about got it. Oh, wait, this part has to go in there, and that part goes in there. Where do they plug in? I feel like I lost the hole. Oh, it's right there at the top. Okay. Sorry, I probably should have done this before. All right, we may be getting to a stoppage here so I can figure this out because I don't want to waste your time. Wouldn't it be nice if this one was so much easier and just popped right into place? Wouldn't that be great? Is that the... Oh, that is the right spot. Okay. All right, well, anyway, I'm just going to leave these right here for right now. And then you can see the full winged effect. Look, it's right there. There we go. Okay. Absolutely beautiful. And you've got the same storage spots on these wings. Got the little nuclear, a little tiny, like miniature trash can rocket, I guess, is what's going on there. Lots of nice sculpted damage. The paint on them looks fantastic. And then the little blasters up here at the top. That's how I always thought of those. Oh, it is just incredible. Now, can the cape go over the top? Yeah, of course it can. So that'll plug, those will plug into there, and then because of the wire, it can just hang down between the two wings. Beautiful. Magnificent. I'm really, really, really peak Super 7 right there. I love it. All right, accessory-wise, let's see what we got. Well, first of all, we've got Screwloose, who is his mosquito buddy with his little mask on there. That's a little domino mask. And unlike our original, that is just a slug, but you can see this is a very nice recreation of that character. Let me get Wingnut further back out of the way here. Oh, I'm going to zoom back in. So Screwloose, great character face on him. And he's got articulated arms. And then lower body, well, all of his body, basically. He's got a tail. His tail moves, his grotesque little mosquito tail. And then his wings, which are nice translucent insect-looking wings, also can be posed, which is a nice touch. So more than I ever thought we'd get out of a Screwloose figure. And you can use he's got his sort of raised foot there, but you can use that tail to balance him, so he'll stand nicely on the shelf. Alternate hands. Plenty of alternate hands for Wingnut. You've got kind of open gesturing hands. You've got the pointing hand of the original figure, and then a trigger finger hand on the other side. And his defaults in the box are closed fists for punching. Here's another little look at the wings now that we're zoomed back in, just so you can see just all the rivets and all the nice detail on those. All right. He's got an alternate head that is more serious that I will not be using. I think it looks great. I love that they included it, but the toy looked like that one. So this one, while cool, I will not be using. Oh, you can see that. I think you can see the texture here. Yes, you can absolutely see the texture better here than you could on the gloves. So all the blue portions have this great kind of modern superhero film texture on them that I like as kind of a nod to that. He has his bat grapple multi-purpose gun that rather than yellow, they molded in silver, which I think is great. This is what I would have wanted when I was a kid. This thing is massive, looks really good, and let's see how well it fits into the hand. Oh, the hand is pretty stiff. This may not happen right here. Might need some heating up. Oh, there we go. All right, so it goes in the hand, but you'll notice there's a port in the barrel, and that port accommodates a number of different tools, like a listening device. It looks an awful lot like a colander. So he can use that. He also has a grapple that's probably what I'm going to display on the shelf. And then he's got a bat orang. And 4 gas grenades that, let's see here. What have we got? We've got 2 loops on his belt. So he doesn't have storage for his bat orang. I mean, you could just jam it in one of these loops, I guess, or not. No, not really. So the grenades are going to go in there. Or, well, we'll look at the or in a minute. I'm a little concerned about breaking the handle on that. There we go. Okay, cool. Or you can store the grenades up here on his wing. And fortunately, the way they design these... Okay, these are a little... The handle on the grenade is a little softer plastic, so it'll take some abuse. It's not just going to snap off from a little bit of pressure. So you can push that grenade down and cover up the hole pretty nicely. So that didn't... There we go. That's better. So that can go on his wing. I'm probably going to put the gun in his hand, so both grenades are going up here. And let's put that. Oh man, I hate it when the hand doesn't want to come out. Oof. Oh, and it's worth noting that the trigger finger hand has an up-down rather than a side-to-side. So that's a nice touch as well. So yeah, let's get him... Let's put that grapple in there. I think that's what I'm going with. That's a massive figure. So that is Wingnut and Screwloose, an epic figure, or an epic pair of figures that are perfectly executed by Super 7. I needed this. I was, because obviously it's hugely disappointing when something happens like what happened with Scumbug, which you'll see when I put up the Scumbug review after I get my replacement. You will see exactly what happens, and it's disappointing. And it's a shame that Super 7 does have kind of a reputation for QC issues, because it just, as a huge fan of Super 7 and what they do, it kind of does rub it in a little more when the haters are proven right and when a leg just snaps right off. But then you turn around and you get one like this that is action figure perfection, and you feel a little justified for your passion for Super 7 and the toys they create. So there you go. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things. And until next time, buy what you like. And I definitely like these two.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.